time for our drivers to leave Laguna Seca and travel back across the Atlantic Ocean to the United Kingdom for the next round of the GT3 Championship hosted by Apex Online Racing, which is to be held at Silverstone. And to recap on round 5 held at Laguna Seca, Hubert Aigner qualified on pole position, looking to defend his championship lead going into this race. On second place was Hugo Rodriguez, new driver to this championship, who's proven quite a handful so far, having good races both times. But it was Aigner who was slow off the start. Rodriguez pulling away immediately, moving into the lead position for the first corner, a position he didn't relinquish for the rest of the race. Meanwhile behind, Conor McCarthy was one of the first drivers to suffer at the hands of the really bad weather at Laguna Seca. Heavy drizzle, making grip difficult. Many drivers going off like Conor, including Aigner, who was in second place, spinning on the corkscrew, dropping right down the field. And if the weather wasn't enough to take you out, sometimes you had a helping hand from one of your fellow competitors. Becker being spun out by McCormick on the final corner. And if the weather wasn't bad enough, the difficult and treacherous track at Laguna Seca was also a handful. Ragnarsson catching one of the sausage curbs, being thrown straight into the gravel trap. But the weather was the main factor in making life difficult for the drivers. McCormick illustrating the fact, coming out of a corner, just losing grip, spinning the car, ends up pointing the wrong way. This happened to nearly everybody in the field at some point. And Ethan, the race leader, was not immune. Hugo Rodriguez overrunning one of the corners, straight into the gravel trap. Not enough grip on the braking. And this was on the final lap, so nearly a heart in the mouth moment, just like Misano. Hugo Rodriguez kept it together to cross the line and take victory at Laguna Seca. But the drama wasn't over even at the end of the race, with Lord Nem stealing 6th place from Pedro Vieira's right on the finish line. Lord Nem having spun out on the corkscrew just a couple of laps earlier and was trying to recover the positions he'd lost as a result of that mishap. So very difficult conditions for all the drivers at Laguna Seca, everybody suffering in the light rain, and unfortunately the weather predictions for Silverstone are not certain. It's a 50-50 chance whether it's a dry or a wet race. So let's have a look at the championship standings coming out of Laguna Seca. In the Drivers' Championship, Hubert Aigner recovered from that spin on the corkscrew, which was early in the race, and managed to finish 3rd overall, which helped him retain his championship lead. Manuel Duque of 420 Racing had a good race, finishing in 2nd place, which moved him into 2nd place on the Drivers' Championship. Conor McCarthy had a difficult race in the difficult conditions and slipped down into 3rd on the Drivers' Championship. Netaria Kutia had a pretty good race and moved up 1 place in the Drivers' Championship to 4th. Thomas Sajak of SVR Team had a nightmare in the Ferrari. The Ferraris really struggled in Laguna Seca in the conditions, and both the SVR Team finished well down the standings. Thomas finishing in 20th caused him to slip down to 5th place on the Drivers' Championship. Sindre Ragnarsson of TWG Motorsports had a very good race and moves up to 6th place. And Kirill Przazowski of Shadow Lotus AMR was unable to participate, so this resulted in him slipping down to 7th place. Lev Bolokon, the other driver for 420 Racing, had another good result. Very up and down season for Lev, and he moves into 8th place on the Drivers' Championship. John Becker in the Ferrari seemed to struggle at Laguna Seca, finished way down the field in 22nd. That caused him to slip down to 9th place on the Drivers' Championship. Steph Farrell, the other driver for Shadow Lotus AMR, had a difficult race too, finishing 21st, and that caused him to slip back 2 places to 10th place on the table. Looking at the Teams Championship for Season 5, 420 Racing have really moved ahead of the rest of the field, now 100 points clear of the closest competition, TWG Motorsports in 2nd. Shadow Lotus AMR, after that difficult result at Laguna Seca, slipped back to 3rd, but they are just under 20 points behind the TWG Motorsports team, so still a close battle for 2nd and 3rd place. SVR Team, having had a nightmare at Laguna Seca, well down on the points. They're in 4th, but now slipping away from the leading three. They're going to need a good result at Silverstone to get back in the game. Breakdancers are in 5th place, and they've got quite a haul of points considering that Hugo Rodriguez joined the league quite late into the season. Beeswax Racing, their miserable season continues. They're in 6th place, and Lusus again suffer from having had a driver join the league halfway through the season. They round out the table in 7th place. Next up is qualifying. Hello, hello, hello. Right, we've got to sort out quali. Because my tyres at the wrong pressure. Oh, I hate this interface. This track's really difficult today. The weather's just all over the place, and you don't know whether you're coming or going. It really is. I think the brake ducts are a bit too open, perhaps. Wait for 88 to come through. Try again. I've done a 2 minutes in free practice, but I've done atrocious 2-minute 2 so far. But the tyres are wrong pressure, so we're hoping I can get a better run this time. Track's cold and keeps making the tyre pressures drop.
Track's clear. Push, push, push.
Absolute clockwork precision from the pit crew.
Clear behind. Oh, I'll try and avoid that bump. I've been cursing about the McLaren Sunday and Monday. I'll touch on this a few times, but we were doing Paul Ricard on Saturday. So despite it having been a break last week, I've actually done very little practice for Silverstone. I only had Sunday and Monday to get ready. It's just an out lap, not too much to worry about. Try and get these tyres.
Okay, Stevie, 5 minutes to go, 5 minutes left.
Up to 10, still struggling. Only on 27 psi. Oh, coming up a little bit.
You've got 10 minutes of fuel remaining.
I think Lord Nem's been sandbagging this as well. He was dreadful in the practice races. I think he killed Nins, which is obviously, that's a gold star to kill Nins. But was spinning off, quit the race, go on the back of the field and stuff.
Left side, clear left.
And in free practice, he popped up 3rd on times. What's going on there, eh? And we've had a number of servers, when they've restarted for the race, it's been torrential rain as well, with a flooded track, which I find hilarious and good fun, but everybody else keeps complaining about it. Right, let's see if we can try and turn this around. 22 is not very good.
There must be an accident. The yellow flags are out.
We didn't load the fuel level, you muppet. Meant to take some fuel out. Got way too much fuel on board. Oh, we're slower at the moment, so this is a shit lap.
Sector 1 is 1.5 seconds.
Well, that's actually slower than his best qualifying lap today.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
This really isn't going to cut it. It'll be 202.7 is dreadful. What is it with me in qualifying? Thought it was last, they're not far off. 23rd out of 25.
That's 2 minutes left. 2 minutes.
So this will be it, lap-wise. Chopping a fair chunk out of it now, but it's not going to be enough to move me up very far. Didn't move me anywhere, I didn't think so.
24. Sector 3 is 0.41.
Compared with his previous times, I can see that he's actually slower there. I think there's some kind of incident. I can see yellow flags.
Point 0.6 up, so this is a little bit better. It's pretty poor. I had to get under 201. Anything around 2 minutes is okay for me. I think the yardstick though for this tier is under 2 minutes. It's a bit slow, that was.
The leader's just done a 159.00.
Surprising, I thought it'd be more, less lower than the 59. I've got to chop half a second off yet, and I've got many corners to do it in. Come on. It's just not happening. Gonna be really poor for quality again. Too hesitant on that one, I think.
Checker flags out. P25.
Nice poor. It's not even a 21.5, it's a dreadful time.
Session is now.
Last. What a fucking heap of shit this car is. Really don't like this car. Great last season. Heap of crap this season. 3 seconds off the pace. What is going on? Unhappy. And Nin's qualified second, so he'll be on a great time. Well, Nins, you're in trouble. I'm considering swapping cars mid-season because this is just I'm not having a great deal of fun. Let's try that nice setup. Oops. Two minutes to race. It's 90 minutes this one, so there's a lot of opportunities to make up some places. Maybe my car's not working well because I'm wearing an Aston Martin top. And it knows. But unhappy. I wonder what the weather's going to be. Probably a downpour to make things interesting. I could do 2 minutes easy in the Aston Martin. Easily. I did it about on my third attempt. I'm just waiting to flip forward. Right. I'm still confused about the right setup because it seems all over the place. 16 degrees. I'll put those up by 1 bar. That's not one bar. Why is this control so crap? Because I've been trying this for ages and it still seems wrong whenever you get to the race. I'll take a bit of a risk with this. There's nothing coming up for the first 30 minutes weather-wise. So we'll go with pads 1. Electrics are turned down. Engine map 1. Well, let's hope it's some sort of massive pile up and I just drive straight through the middle of it. I don't know where the Lexuses are actually. Is it going to let me scroll? We haven't got any Lexus. Oh, Ivanov's is only 2 places ahead of me, so not really. Wasn't wet, you see. Undone by the lack of wet weather. The other Lexus isn't here this week. Charlie, I'm last, which is a bit shit. And you're going to hear me moaning about the McLaren now for an hour and a half. Unless I somehow sive through the field, which I just don't quite see happening. One and a bit minutes. I think the exciting one on this one, Charlie. Oh, is it wetting? Oh, good. Tom likes the rain. He's not been complaining about it whatsoever. What I've arranged here, Charlie, is the opportunity to watch plenty of overtaking. I hope. I mean, based on my normal performance, I would hope to get past Trappiana, maybe Ivanov's. Erty, I expect to bugger off up the field. Lord Nem's in 20th, so in free practice, Lord Nem was 3rd, and he's qualified 20th. What's all that about? McCarthy surprises me. He's in 19th. So he's normally well up the front, but he seemed to be struggling a little bit during free practice, so maybe McCarthy doesn't like this track. Lord Nem, I'd hope to try and catch. He's been struggling on this track despite pulling something out of the bag. McCormick's down in 16th. And Hume is usually a qualifying specialist, but he did say he was late on the server. Wilson's switched to the overpowered Porsche because he wasn't having much fun. Nins is in 2nd, so I'm just unhappy with him in general. He's in trouble for just being Nins. Right. Formation lap. Try and get my tyres warm. Probably find I put my tyres at too high a pressure in last minute panic. Oh well, we'll find out, won't we? Look almost flat at the moment. I can see on the radar they're starting to move. This was the top, Charlie, I bought special for Saturday that nobody could see. My Aston Martin top. Well, thank you for good luck wishes. Gonna need them. So one of the tricks apparently is to try and push track grip during your outlap, your formation lap, see where the grip is in the corners, especially if it's dodgy weather conditions. I'm expecting there's going to be a few spun out cars. I've got to pick my way through on the way out. Try and not do the classic and spin myself out during warm-up lap. I've never managed that, but I've seen quite a few people have managed it. Oh dear. Brakes at the front are on fire. Let them cool down a bit. Uh-oh. Front right's over pressure already. Tough one to call. There's only 3 races to go after this. Yeah, but front right's looking a bit hot. 28.7. Oh, I might get away with it. Track temp, 16-degree track temperature. Right, we'll have form up when we get out of this corner.
Okay, Stevie, be ready.
Oh, we'll have form up before we get out of this corner. Come on, Trappiana, get a shift on. Got rain already in 30 minutes, drizzle. I think it was pretty much guaranteed from what I've seen on this one that we're going to get some form of weather. Well, I've got the inside for the first right-hander. I think there's going to be trouble.
Let's go. Left side. Still there.
It's very wide. Few people very wide off to the left.
Still there. Hold your line. Still there. Clear left. Car left. Still there. He's still there. Clear left. Car left. Clear left. Well done, Stevie.
Gets away quickly.
P23. On your left. Still there.
Neck and neck, left
Still
of it.
there. Clear left. Left side. Clear left.
Let's drop behind me. There we go. Right, me then, getting to a sudden stop. Tyres are going over pressure on first lap, so that's not a good sign. Trappiana's caught up with me really quick then. Have we got a bit tangled up with this lot?
If he stays in front, it'll be 10 championship points.
Clear on the left.
White flag.
Somebody's had a bit of trouble, maybe? Put my lights on, I think. It's going dark. Come on, this car's so slow.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Knew that was going to happen. Trappiano way too optimistic then.
Right side's clear.
Fortunately, Lord Nem was the one he took out.
Okay, Stevie, the next car is McCormick.
Oh, this is tier 7, Sonny.
Taken the lead.
We've done a strategic bit of qualifying, Sonny, from the back to make it more interesting. Honest, not because I'm rubbish. So McCormick's just in front of us. McCormick's normally right up there, cutting from the field. And McCarthy, I think, is third in the championship. Farrell ended up behind us somehow. That must have been from a spin or something.
Car on the
Right side.
It's coming through.
Hold
Whether I
on.
like it or not, I think.
Clear right. The gap behind is now 0.8. Don't let this guy distract you.
It's all pretty close at the moment. Very tempted to try and throw it up the inside on the right there, but I don't think I'd make the corner if I did. God, Farrell, you caught me out there.
Car right.
It's not often I overtake somebody, so let's enjoy this.
clear on the right.
Clear right. Car right. Clear right. The leader
Oh, we're
is
going to
just
make it
on.
stick.
Car right.
Ooh, we're getting very close.
Hold your line.
Oh,
Right side's clear.
that's
Clear
not good
left.
driving from Pizarski.
Car left. Clear left.
I'm not sure if Pizarski's hanging back to wait for... Was it McCormick he took off?
You're leading.
I am not leading, crew chief. You're vastly overestimating my skills there.
Flags are out.
There's a white
Back
flag.
is slow to the right. Carthy does seem quite nervous going through a. I can never remember the name of any of the corners at Silverstone, but he's nervous going through that section.
We'll need to refuel 47 minutes into the race.
a big gap in front of these three, really. So
The gap in front is now 0.8.
bit of a gap now behind me to Ivanov's. He fell back a little bit, but based on previous laps, he might just catch up in the blink of an eye. And what's worse for us is in a Lexus. If it starts raining, I'm in big trouble. We all are. I'm losing time in sector 3, that's depressing. Carthy seemed more confident that time going through there. Another Lamborghini can kill you though if you look at it the wrong way. And that's a complex of corners that would upset the Lamborghini. Thought for a second then I bit off more than I could chew with that corner. It hung on. Did a 201, I got a full tank of race fuel, overpressure tyres, and I'm doing faster than I did in quali. What is going on? Oh no, I did a 201.7. However, I'm on race fuel with overpressure tyres. Dear oh dear. Oh no, I am going faster than quali.
Right,
201.1.
There'll be chances here. Let's make sure we can take them. B18.
Crew chief's always saying that to me. I don't know where these chances are. Farrell's nearly a second ahead of me.
White flag, mate.
And she look a little bit unsettled then. Yeah, McCarthy got unsettled. Farrell's having a go.
The gap behind is now 4.7 seconds. The gap to McCarthy ahead is now 0.26.
I was so astonished at slightly catching McCarthy up then, I didn't know what to do. Voodoo? Is it? Voodoo's guest driver. Normally Mr. Sandbagger. We've caught him. Bit off the track there. He's in for position. I don't know what's going on with him. Drives the Lambo all the time. He'll know his track.
It'll be 10 championship points.
Crew chief still thinks I'm winning. What are you doing there, Farrell? That was
Car left.
a little bit
Clear
unsafe.
left.
Surprised me. It was a bit all over the place then.
Left side.
Maybe he's still tired after all his
Still there.
exploits at the weekend at Paul Ricard, where he did very well. Till a disconnect robbed him of, I think, third or fourth on the second server. They were doing an awesome job. They were in a Lexus though when it was raining. Slightly unfair in my opinion. But we didn't want to go with the Lexus because we thought it was too ugly. And we couldn't do a custom livery for it either. Come on, you can stop. So it's that, you could hear it start to slide then. Come on, pick up. Last 3 seconds this lap with all the shenanigans.
Car in front is McCarthy.
Not for long it isn't, looks like he's having to go at yellow. Oh, he stopped. What happened there? Two of us reported last night that our tyres started graining after 20 minutes or so for about 15 minutes, and we really lost speed and a lot of pace. So there's every possibility that'll happen again. Farrell's coming back at us. Farrell's quite quick. I don't know what happened to him. He ended up in the wall back there. I think he'd be carrying damage, but he's coming back at us quite rapidly. Looking at the gaps now, if I can get past yellow, and that'll be it.
The
Ertie's
gap behind is now
10 seconds up the road.
Okay, Stevie, don't let this guy distract you.
So it is a surprise to see McCarthy down in 15th.
White flag.
He's taken the lead.
Slight slide there to frighten me. So his championship's going to take quite a dent this week. What's that weather doing? Still says 30 minutes to drizzle. 20 minutes in. So that drizzle keeps moving further and further away. Steph Farrell's really close to us. Some cars can take that corner in fifth, but if you try it in this, it slows down. You lose a lot of speed. Better go in fourth, keep the revs high. Could be waiting a long time tonight if I'm waiting for McCarthy
The next car is McCarthy.
to make a mistake. We're all doing.
Leading.
I am not leading, Crew Chief. All three of us, Yell and McCarthy and myself, did identical lap times.
Don't let this guy intimidate you.
I think that is the one corner where I could try and close up a little on McCarthy. Maybe. If I'm very brave.
If he stays in front, it'll be 10 championship points.
Crew Chief still convinced I'm winning. But we're pushing each other hard. Farrell's dropped back a tiny little bit. So, Yell and McCarthy doing a good job of staying away from us.
Okay, Stevie, you're reeling McCarthy in. The gap's now 1.1.
I swear Crew Chief is a mind reader. I was just looking at it then, thinking that has gone down a little bit. The track's cooling, but both McCarthy and myself got a little wriggle then. Says it's optimum. Now says it's rain as well in 30 minutes. Ten minutes of a drizzle. My overpressure tyres might come into their own then. So McCarthy managed to recover
Yellow flag.
the gap. Drive through for somebody up front. Not looking now, wait till we're through this. Somebody off to the side of the track as well. It was Voodoo. Already a lap down. Don't know what's going on. He should know his way around here. Very strange. P16 at the moment. Now distracted me a bit. McCarthy's pulled out by half a second. I think he's got a sniff of yellow on. He seems to be closing in on him. Minutes to the drizzle.
Current is now 0.8. You've used half your fuel.
Yeah, we're a second down on the PB this lap.
The guy in front is McCarthy.
Ertie's just 6 seconds ahead of us now. Maybe he had a bit of a moment.
If he stays in front, it'll be 10 championship points.
Steph Farrell's really closed up with that bit of a poor lap from me. Had to catch it then. Lost time because of that. 0.3 behind. PB. 3 cars ahead of us. Something's gone on ahead. How long to that drizzle? Still says 10 minutes.
Okay, Stevie, hold your nerve, just keep it smooth, no mistakes.
I mean, like that one.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
And double shifting as well. Dear oh dear. Determined to give McCarthy every chance to get away. Got 10 more laps of fuel on board.
You're leading.
Come on. Got these 3 just ahead of yellow, I think, in our sights. If they're fighting each other, it would explain why we're catching them up.
There's a bit of drizzle starting. Okay, Stevie, the next car is McCarthy.
Careful of Farrell having a bit of a go here. Too far back. Worry would be is Pharrell has a bit of a clumsy attack and then knocks me around or something. That'd be a shame. Come on. Keep messing up my laps.
Gaining on the car ahead in second one.
He's taken the lead.
There's a few spots of rain on my windscreen. It's going to be tricky. We've got drizzle slowly turning into rain in the next half hour. I was thinking, I think Yellen was slowly coming back towards McCarthy, and McCarthy's made a move straight away. Side by side, this could end in tears.
Do all the work. Focus on your exits.
Car on the left.
Left side.
Clear on the left.
Clear left.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Oh, took the opportunity while they were messing around with each other. They both went slow into that corner. So got past Yellon.
He's taken the lead.
It's getting a little bit dangerous now on the curbs.
The guy in front is McCarthy.
Wow. McCarthy braked very early, then he surprised me.
All right, Stevie, keep it nice and smooth. Come on, let the race come to us. P16.
Oh, the Porsche Experience Centre's just over the hill to the left there. I've been there, you know. Kept trying to figure out where it was. And then when I did an aerial view for the video at the start, I found it. I thought I should have done this ages ago. I think the calf is definitely weak going into that corner. Oh, he's gone off. That might be it.
Car left. Clear left. The guy in front is Wilson.
Yeah, but it's Wilson in the OP Porsche. And the track is getting slippy now. Maybe the fact that I've jazzed up my room with Porsche livery will help me get past Wilson.
If he stays in front, it'll be 10 championship points.
Still drizzle for the moment. Rain still a distance away, 5 more laps of fuel.
Yellow flag.
Somebody's off.
White flag.
Looks like Gertie.
Car left.
Clear on the left.
Clear left.
Still a long way to go. Just trying to figure out when I should turn up the traction control. Still okay at the moment. Tire pressures are dropping like a stone.
Okay, Stevie, the next car is Wilson.
Calf is still pushing behind me. It's getting dangerous now. The tire pressures are dropping, so grip. It's going to get poorer.
Got 10 minutes of fuel remaining.
Car was really twitchy then. Turn up TC by 1. And ABS. Calf is coming back at us because of the struggle for grip. I guess it's a sign of improvement that I'm keeping last season's Tier 7 champion behind me at the moment. She could be speaking too soon. But I think there's something amiss with McCarthy's Lamborghini, and whether he's not been able to get a setup that works or something. He's been a bit nervous, I think, for the whole thing through practice. And of course, we're not even halfway through the race yet. Plenty of time for McCarthy to see me off. He's already closed back up to a 0.6 of a second. He's clearly not happy he's behind me. It's very difficult to know what to do for the best. It's proper rain in 30 minutes. So, with one thing that is guaranteed, the current position of everybody is not the finishing order. Because we're all going to have to put wets on. Unless you want to pit twice, and it's how long you can last. So Wilson just slid off.
Car right, clear right. Good stuff, keep it coming.
So all of this means absolutely nothing. Because it's going to be a lottery regards the weather and when it really starts to rain.
You're leading.
I'm doing okay, crew chief, I'm not doing that well. Well, Wilson got back on, he's still in front of McCarthy.
We've got light rain here, getting harder. Okay, Stevie, 5 minutes of fuel remaining, 5 minutes. ahead's pitting.
I think it's too early for wets, and that is now the plan. Set for wet tyres.
Come on, let's put this hard work to good use.
This is looking good for championship points if he can keep it up.
Last lap was 2:11. Wow.
Yellow flag in sector 2.
The gap to Wilson behind is now 1.3.
We are halfway through. Keep it up.
Okay, Stevie, we're at the halfway point. We estimate 3 minutes of fuel remaining.
Massive gap up to 8th place.
Rodriguez is now in the lead.
Oh, you go winning again, eh?
Ahead's pitting now.
I think we'll do one more lap because it isn't saying put wets on yet, so we'll stretch it. We've got fuel for one more lap.
Running low on fuel.
You're leading. We're running on fumes, mate. In this lap, box this lap.
A lot of people are pitting. Tough call this. It's really difficult to choose between slicks and full wets for light rain. I'm going to have very hot tyres and overpressure tyres to begin with, and then under pressure tyres when it really starts to come down. But with that heavy rain in half an hour, I think it's the right thing to do is put the wets on. But it could really send me backwards. I could end up right at the back of the field. Currently falsely in 5th because all the pit stops. It's a very slow lap again, doing 2:11s in these conditions. Inns is in 2nd at the moment.
1 litre remaining. The car in front is pitting. Alright, Stevie, as a car exits in the pits, heads up.
He'll be very aware that races can be won or lost in the pit lane.
Okay,
He's coming in for fuel and a fresh set of tyres.
wets are going on, guessed at 30 psi. It's really random.
Just in front of
There's
McCarthy.
cars in the way of my pit box. Don't need that. That doesn't help get me in the right position. That cost me a little bit of time. Right, this is it. Gambling City. Let's see how high these pressures go. That's how far Sajak and Radnickson are in front of us. 9 seconds. It looks like light rain already anyway, rather than drizzle, so that's good.
Mandatory stop is now clear. Let's go, go, go.
Engineer still thinks slicks are best, but what does he know?
Pit exit's clear.
So, down to P13.
The next car is Vieira.
Okay, that's like a skating ring. Pressure's going up already and they're burning up. Just start raining really hard, please. In an ideal world, I'd have been fueled for the max. Now to last until it really started raining. There's voodoo up ahead, so don't be fooled by the car
Vieira in. The gap is
right in front of us.
6.0.
Now McCarthy's ended up 7 seconds behind me, but I think it'll all depend on what tyres he's fitted and well he's done at the guess the tyre pressures game, which I appear to have wrong at the moment because mine are turning into balloons. So I need it to really start raining hard.
Okay, Stevie, relax, focus, keep it smooth. P13.
Caught a bit of that curb on the inside then, round it took me. Right, I need to get my foot down. Need to stop catching curbs and get a move on. Oh, this is going to be an adventure for the next 40 minutes.
The gap to McCarthy behind is increasing. It's now 7.3. Wilson.
Has the lead.
With the greatest of respect to Wilson, I think that means he's not pitted. Well, going to be a lot of catching the car in this. Somebody's been DQ'd. How'd you get DQ'd? It's Rodriguez as well. So somehow Rodriguez has got disqualified. I don't even know how you manage that unless you drive the wrong way around the track. Here is 8.4 seconds away.
He's pitting now.
He's holding us, so I need to push to try and catch up with him. Can't see anybody ahead who still needs to pit, so it's all for position. Rain's getting a bit heavier. It's not enough down yet to start cooling my tyres, which are still not gripping properly. Just saw him then. Just going round. This corner, but I'm taking forever to get going. Come on. Yeah, 9 seconds now. I'm not surprised. McCarthy's dropped away and Ertz replaced him. I think McCarthy may be having a total nightmare in this weather. It's normally, let's have a look. Yeah, Voodoo's in the Lamborghini as well, and Voodoo's really struggling. Maybe that Silverstone is the Lamborghini's equivalent of Kailami to us this year, where the car was just horrific. It just was horrible to drive. Ten seconds. Oh, come on. Really having trouble keeping the car under control.
If he stays in front, it'll be 10 championship points.
Oh, wherever Vieira's done, he's got the setup right, and I've got it totally wrong. He's pulling out big chunks of time as I struggle. This lap's a little bit quicker. Vieira's gone from 9 seconds to 13 at the moment. .35 PSI on my rear left. That's pretty good, that. Be good if some puddles would form. Who's that behind me now? Ertis goes right up. I'm going to guess Ertis put slicks on. Because he closed right in on me. This was the big gamble. I'm starting to see a bit more spray coming off the cars.
He's taken the lead.
Car left. Still there. Clear left. On your left.
Ooh, that was very brave, Pharrell, to follow through like that, because I didn't know you were there. So I'm betting these two are on slick, so I've got the pressures a bit more accurate. At the moment, my pressures are way too high. Come on, start raining properly. Chuck it down. Don't hit me, Ivanov. You're blue flagged. I'm going to try and stay in contact with these two.
On your right. Clear right.
Ah. My tyres have gone a bit greener. And the pressure's come down a little bit.
You're leading.
And we got 30 minutes to go. So from a totally selfish point of view, I hope these two have put slicks on.
Car right.
That was partly caused by Ivanov's coming around the outside of me. You must hate looking at Beeswax Racing McLarens because he got stuck behind Nins for ages. Can't remember where it was now. Still being a bugger to drive this thing. TC up. Come on. God damn it. Pharrell at least is 8 seconds up the road at the moment, so I'm losing lots of time on these tyres. Eight, 7,
He's taken the lead.
6 seconds on that lap.
The track temperature's decreasing. It's now 14 Celsius.
Oh, we're still within sight. Come on, get off the bloody curb. Now McCormick. And them's coming trying to come back at me. Starting to get a little bit easier to drive again. Thought it was going to be a positive lap then, but it wasn't. Just at the very line, it was 0.02 or something slower. Don't spin out, that'd be the worst. Okay, we're nearly a second up. Nem's only 4 seconds behind though. I think these tyres, I just guessed at the wrong pressure. Wasn't something you could really prepare because it seemed to be so changeable. Wasn't constant. Oh, the heavy rain's just minutes away. Come on, start chucking it down. It's in sight now. I'm losing tons of time by taking some corners really badly. Come on. That was a really bad lap.
If he stays in front, it'll be 10 championship points.
Tyres are still way over pressure. 22 minutes to go. Just can't get around this corner. Starting to go defensive.
Air temperature's falling. It's now 14 Celsius.
Danger of me slipping back into 14th because it's McCormick's right behind Lord Nem, and I just cannot get around corners. So we're right tyre, I think, but the wrong pressures.
If he stays in front, it'll be 10 championship points.
Clear on the right.
Don't know it. Lord Nem trying to do a bit of a dive bomb there, but it didn't work. Thankfully. Could have taken me out if it had gone all the way.
That's 20 minutes to go.
Always going to turn in for the corner. Certainly coming from that far back. I think the car's starting to come back towards me a little bit though. That'll be it. That rear slide then, we'll get through.
Car left. Still there.
He's making a right meal of it.
Still there. Clear left. Come on, Stevie. Left side. Hold your line. Still there.
Be careful here. McCormick does have a reputation of hitting everything in his path.
He's still there. Clear left.
Oh, that nearly killed me, that curb. So frustrating to not be able to push at all.
The car in front of us is McCormick.
And these two must be on wets. Just got the pressures a bit more correct than I did. And aren't trying to drive on balloons, and Lord Nem had quite a bit of lag there. McCarthy is lapping slower than me at the moment. Yellon's behind me now, 25 seconds actually, that's the next threat. So quite disappointing. I thought at one point I might get inside the top 10 and get a really amazing result, but instead dropping down the field again. Very unhappy. Don't get it, I was able to drive around there then. Well, I've not been able to on previous laps, but the pressures look about the same. Same here. I mean, I nearly lost it then. The previous lap I was able to get around okay on third. It's really erratic. Still a chance that these two up ahead, McCormick and them, might take each other out, as they are battling quite close. The car's really difficult to drive. I think that was my feedback to Nins, that the McLaren's great in the dry, but in these changeable weather conditions it's really shown to me its weaknesses. It's not very good when the weather changes. Although maybe if you put the tyres at the right pressure you have a better time. But I'm not having a good time. Agner's winning again. Agner's in first place. We're getting to suspect a slight sleeper with Agner. He's quietly just dominated the championship, but tends to do extremely well in qualifying. Always comes first. But we suspect everybody who leads the championship to be a sandbagger. If I'm ever in such a fortunate position, I'm sure I'll be accused of being a sandbagger. Which will probably be true, because I'm learning from Nins. Looks like McCormick's past them now. And I was right behind Voodoo at one point, and he's 11 seconds away now. Hello? Tyre pressures are suddenly dropping. I've got 15 minutes to try and make the recovery drive. I'm suddenly able to drive rather than
Let's make sure we can take them. Okay, Stevie.
feel like I'm going to crash at every corner.
15 minutes.
God, that's such a bloody corner to take. Come on! Well, any chance of catching them's probably gone, I think. Come on! Right, 13 minutes, let's go. Go! 15 seconds. No, 8 seconds it thinks now. I wish timing computer would make its mind up. I'm not too sure the best way to take that in the wet. Normally I just bounce over it. Good chance you'll just completely lose the car, but if I go too slow through here, yep, Lord Nem's just buggered off. I think they're at the end of his straight. Come on!
Okay, Stevie, we're getting proper rain now. Looks like it's getting harder.
Only got 10 minutes to capitalise on really bad weather. Next car up ahead is...
Front has increased. It's now about 11 seconds.
Next car up ahead is a back marker. It's Dami Ayo, who was... I think he was complaining he couldn't get on with Silverstone. Certainly with these changeable weather conditions. They changed their colour scheme of TWG to a blue. They felt they were getting confused with the Boatleys of 420. But if Ayo's got slicks on or something, he'll be having a complete nightmare. "20 seconds to Lord Nem." Oh, this is just a disaster at the end. Mind you, timing computer got that wrong last time round. What is it? No. 13, 14 seconds. Losing time hand over fist. Damage trying to get out of the way there, but really struggling. Very, very slow. Doesn't help me trying to catch Lord Nem. Voodoo's next, 14 seconds away. 10 minutes to make up 14 seconds on somebody who's clearly... Is Nins? Right, well, Nins can't possibly come back at me and say the McLaren's really good. He was in second place for ages. And now I'm trying to catch him. And the reason we ended up with the McLaren 720 is the first endurance race that myself, Nins, and Steve Carey entered together was the Silverstone 1,000 kilometres. And a few weeks beforehand, it was an SRO esports league here with all the big drivers. I think it was when the big virus had struck.
All right, Stevie, don't think about the lap times. Just hit each and every apex.
And half the field took the Boatley, which had just had the balance of power readdressed, or the new Boatley had come out, the updated Boatley. And the other half of the field took the McLaren. So we all tried the McLaren for the Silverstone 1,000 kilometres and we were well impressed because it was so good here and so easy to catch when it slid and everything that we enjoyed it. But it was nice weather for that race. Well, actually, no, it wasn't nice weather. It kept doing this, it kept raining and stuff. But we were too young and naive to realise otherwise. We had a good time, but we liked the car, so we took it for our next season. But this track, essentially, is the McLaren's strongest track. And now Nins is only just ahead of me. He's going 10 seconds a lap slower, I think. So my complaint to Nins has been as we've reached the limit of the McLaren. I mean, you can still catch it and do things like that with it. And I think I had a good time in this in Misano as well. We had a very competitive race in Misano, but Misano and Silverstone are very similar. Very flat tracks with very sweeping corners that you can really carry the speed through. And that's what the McLaren likes. Eigner in first place, coming up behind us. I think this heavy rain came too late for me, really.
Okay, Stevie, you're gaining on the car in front. The gap's now 5.0.
Sadly, the crew chief doesn't understand the concept of teammates. At least I don't think he does. So it was those laps where I just couldn't drive. The car was like on ice. That really cost me. I think it would have been looking at 10th. Or the way that Nins is coming back at us. Just gone past him now. He always puts a spin in. He always spins. He never lets me overtake him on the track. Don't think I've not noticed, Nins. He always takes it away from me. Never going to pass him, Jack, on my own merit. He has to have a spin. But if I'd have kept it together, in other words, if I'd have had that, just that right sweet spot with the tyre pressures where they would have worked when it was drizzle and still worked okay when it was heavy rain like this, I'd have been well inside the top 10. But it's taken all season and this car's strongest track to even try and get there. God, this is a bit... come on, get round. Now McCormick's 22 seconds away. Not going to close there up, I don't think. Voodoo's 17 seconds, but he's been lapped down. Same with Ivanov's. 6 minutes to go, so I think this is it. Position-wise, unless there's a disaster in front. So From the back of the field to 12th, it's looking like. Which isn't bad, really. I'm probably going to find out Nins is on slicks or something. Tyre pressures are still too high, so it was a completely bad guess. But I did 2 test races and there were different weather for each one.
You're pulling away from the guy behind. The gap's now 12 seconds.
Being ultra careful around there now. Can't catch those in front. Not making any impression on them.
5 minutes remaining. 5 minutes left.
So, the lack of a top 10 finish for me in season 5 looks like it's going to carry on. Be good if I don't get laps. That'd be impressive for a 90-minute race. Don't think I got laps anyway.
You're leading.
I'm not leading. Don't get confused, crew chief. Nin's now 25 seconds behind. He must have slicks on or something. Gonna have to get Nins a subscription to a weather site or something so you can see when rain's coming. Come on. Best call for this race would have been fueling for 50-55 minutes and then putting the right tyres, the wet tyres on, but at the right pressure. You'd have cruised through. My car's finally coming to it at the wrong time. Just 3 minutes to go, 2 laps probably. Some people are having a very miserable time because I think I'm coming up on Dammy Io again in a handful of laps. So he's just having a torrid time. Don't think I'm going to catch him though.
He's taken the lead.
Back to being able to take that corner in third. Struggling to take that one though.
Just 2 minutes left. 2 minutes to go.
Agner's 10 seconds away. I think I'll get round. Agner will finish. Oh no. Agner's going to be on his last lap, isn't he, next time we go round? He might just catch me. Save me having to do 2 more laps after this one. I'm never sure if you want to try and keep your options open. In case somebody runs out of fuel or something on the last lap, you'll get past them. think I'm finally, because the weather's got that bad, finally starting to pull Ivanov's back. Looking at the gap. Wow, Balocon's behind me at 420. Right, so Aguilar's going to...
Stays in front. It'll be 10 championship points.
Okay, the leader is on the final lap now. Give it all you can.
So I have the option of trying to Agner through and then I'll just cross the line behind him. Or if I stay in front of him, I have to do a whole extra lap. But my position will be virtually guaranteed. In fact, I might not need to think about it. I'm going around there. This is getting really difficult now, this section. Because anybody behind Agner and Balocon's 20 seconds will have their place locked. So all that I can do is possibly make a place or destroy the car on that last lap round. If somebody has a bit of a mishap, I'll get a position. Not that I wouldn't wish that on anybody. But, you know, if you want to come together, guys, gift me 10th. Not even sure if Nem and McCormick are still close to each other. Don't think Agner's going to catch me though, so unless I spoon up one of these corners, which is perfectly possible because I've nearly lost it a few times. Tripiana in front of us now. Ivanov still 13 seconds. Tripiana's in the Porsche, which will be delightful in this weather. Not.
There's a white flag.
Tripiana's a bit in the middle of the track there. Thank you. He pulled over. Thank you. I bet he's really loving this. Porsche's hard work at the best of times, but in weather like this, it's a handful. Okay, got another lap to go.
There's the finish. Good drive.
Am I done? I'm going to go around just in case. I think I'm done. No, I'm not done. I've not got a checkered flag against me. Good job I kept going. I think they even pulled away even more. So, yeah, I think my long pressures on my tyres really killed me. About 4 or 5 psi too much. So I had no grip. Very frustrating. I did only lose about 2 places, so it's not that bad. It was only, you think. Oh no, Erti, 4 places I lost, I think. Yeah, Erti, Farrell, Nem, and McCormick got me. So 4 places lost for 3 bar, too much PSI in each tyre. But it was guesswork. It was so hard to figure out this race. I'm not going to catch anybody, I think. Men's looks to be getting 13th. Hung on. Then I find out he had the wrong tyres on. Duque looks to be third. So, I'll have to have a chat with Nins, but this car's strongest track, and we're 12th and 13th. Yes, there were a few mitigating factors, but I think we can do better. There we go, 90 minutes at Silverstone and the drizzle. Well, what happened to him?
Good job, mate. You did your best. Bring it back to the pits.
A couple of people still not over the line, apparently. So Bertie's in 7th, so in theory, if I'd have got my shit together, I'd have been in 7th myself. I don't know. Pharrell's 9th, Nem 10th, 11th. Could have been a top 10, I think. And no, Nins did drop back, 15th in the end. I think McCormick might be into the stewards again. Nord Nem said it's only a matter of time before you took me out, but... Well, McCarthy 16th, so that won't do his championship too much good. Duque will do well. Ragnarsson's up there. Silver. Sajak can make a bit of a recovery, perhaps 5th. Erty. We'll find out. We'll find out. Oh, looks like Balakan and Nins are coming together at some point. Well, yeah, 13 places made up, but it could have been so much more, Charlie. It could have been so much more. Not what we're after. We're after victory. Not that we have got anywhere close to victory yet. I think I've got 4th once and nearly wet myself with excitement. But there you go. That's Silverstone over. So next up, check the microphone's on. Yeah, the microphone is on. It's Nürburgring. We're back to 60-minute races now. Nürburgring next week. Qualifying at 7:30. Race straight after it. And then there's only 2 to go. So we've just done 9 hours at Paul Ricard. So lots and lots of practice. However, I saw the McLaren because the other side of my team was in the 720S. So Nins sort of egged him towards it a little bit. And I didn't like what I saw. There was lots of spinning for the McLaren at Paul Ricard, so it could be quite a difficult race for us. And I can't remember, I think Suzuka's 90 minutes at the end of the season. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I know a lot of people watch this back afterwards, so it wasn't 90 minutes full of grumbling about the McLaren. It was full of 85 minutes of grumbling about the McLaren. We'll see. We'll see. We're probably going to stick it out now. We've got 3 races left to go, but this has been a season of suffering, I think. So catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Cheerio.